We have the owner from the Pink Flamingo right here in Forest, Virginia, Miss Rachel Queen.
We need a space that moms can go and they can meet with other moms and they can get really, really good coffee and their kids can play and they can sit and see where their kids are playing and they don't chase them around the whole time.
Well, Christopher, if you'll remember, that's how I started this business, was the fact that...
I'm hearing a lot of similarities here.
That makes me feel really good.
No, 100%.
Yeah. I get this one a lot because I post on social media and I'm typically posting like my best days, you know, and then I get comments of people like, I don't know how you do this. I wish I could do this. And comparison is always going to be the thief of your joy.
That's right.
Because that's not my everyday.
Right.
I don't have time to vlog my everyday and I don't have time to vlog the days that, you know, it's not going well.
And that's what's so fun to get moms together, which is what you're doing because we're all so different. What might work for one may not work for the other. But when we get together and collaborate, then come up with some really good ideas.
Absolutely. Because if somebody calls out, I still have to open my business. This morning, I got a call at 11 p.m. that my manager wasn't going to be able to open. And so I threw the kids in the car and we made it happen. And so if the ball drops, you have to pick it up and you have to be there because your reputation is riding on it.
You know, you got to have room in your mind to come up with all those great ideas. And you have certainly done that.
Sure did. That's exactly right. To go get some ice cream.
Yes. And it's so exciting to be a part of.
It'll be amazing.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest things I think we've learned.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for going on the journey with us. Thank you for being here. But without further ado, grab your favorite cup of coffee, pull up a chair, and welcome to Around the Table with Vickie. I'm your co-host, Chris Runk, and across the table from me, as always, is your host, my mother, Vickie Runk.
Well, speaking of coffee, we have to talk about who brought us coffee today. This is from the Pink Flamingo right here in Forest, Virginia. Anybody local needs to check that out. It's not just about playing, although, you know, that might be fun too, but it's a coffee cafe as well. And we have the owner of that business, Miss Rachel Queen. Welcome so much.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
To talk to you today. I just got through telling you that you kind of caught my eye whenever you started the business. How long ago has that been?
We hit a year 2 weeks ago.
Okay. I watched you because, like I told you, I'm in and out of the Forest Post Office all the time. Christopher, you are too. And then when we found out,
Quite a bit.
That's Rachel of Miss Virginia. And we had a past with that as well, back when I was a part of Miss Virginia. Go girls. I love anybody that puts themselves out there and tries to better themselves. College scholarships, all the things that Miss Virginia is known for. We love that organization. And so I thought, why not talk to you today about your journey? That's one thing about social media, and you'll agree with me, is that when we put ourselves out there, everybody can kind of see where we are, where we're going,
what we're doing, all the things.
Yes, and I'm so happy to have you here today to talk to young mothers, talk to young business entrepreneurs, especially females, on all your struggles and your story. So let's start from the top.
Yeah, well, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
You want to start with like the story, the Pink Flamingo? Yeah. Awesome. So I was a teacher for about 3 years. I taught through COVID, and that was a crazy experience. Then I got pregnant with my daughter, and I knew I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. That was always the dream. So I finished out my year of teaching and started that journey. That's kind of where my social media content creation world started. I was so lonely at home as a mom. I didn't have any friends who were moms. I was the first one to have babies, and we were still coming out of COVID era. So everybody was at home. So I just started vlogging my days and nobody really saw them. And I watch them back now and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I put that on the internet. But it was just kind of the start and how I kept myself busy. A little bit later, I ended up getting pregnant again. I was so excited. Unfortunately, we lost that baby and I fell into like the deepest, darkest depression. And I ended up going to therapy, and my therapist challenged me, told me I could not stay on the couch all day and I had to get out of the house once a day. I was like, cool, I can do that. Except it was November and I had a baby, a 9-month-old. I was like, where do I take my baby in the middle of winter?
It's cold here in Virginia.
We have so many great playgrounds, but not in the middle of winter. Right. So I tried some indoor play spaces in the area, and honestly, I left exhausted. You would just run around and chase them everywhere. And I was like, this was not great for me, but I hope you had fun. And then I love coffee, wanted to go to the coffee shops. And my daughter really killed the vibe at the coffee shop, especially being in a college town. Like everyone's working on computers, everyone's quiet and chill.
Oh, that's so,
and then,
that's so cool how this is meshing together, though.
My sweet baby just made herself known. And I thought, this is the worst. What are we going to do about this? So my parents were entrepreneurs, and I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I really think that like we need a space that moms can go and they can meet with other moms and they can get really, really good coffee and their kids can play and they can sit and see where their kids are playing and they don't chase them around the whole time. And she was like, I don't know about that. And I was like, I really think we need this. So we sat on the idea a little bit longer. And when the time was right, I ended up having my son, my rainbow baby, and kind of got out of the postpartum trenches. And then we hit the ground running. And so we decided.
Well, and I can tell you, I'm drinking Christmas in July, and it is
I have the Samoa macchiato,
wonderful.
And this thing is amazing.
Amazing. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I think it's your favorite drink. Is this your go-to?
That one's my favorite.
All right.
Yes.
And you have tea.
We have tea. We have matcha.
Baked goods.
I'm having a Lotus energy drink. So it's like a healthy Red Bull of sorts. So
And you have baked goods as well?
we do. We partner with some local bakers that bring us their items and then we sell them.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about your journey into motherhood and the postpartum and the depression. What are some things that you've been able to mentor other moms with your journey? What are some of the topics that you feel like you've really, number one, immersed because you've been through it. Number two, you've been able to expel some of your expertise on some of these young moms that are coming in.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest lessons I learned in motherhood is that you were never supposed to do it by yourself. And so even like that first postpartum season where I just started vlogging, I had to connect with someone because if you try to do it all by yourself, like we were meant to have a village. We were meant to have people surrounding us that can say like, hey, I've been there. I've been to the coffee shop when my kid had a meltdown and it was embarrassing in front of everybody else. And that's okay. And so I think first it would be just like find people and do life with your people. Go to the grocery store together, fold your laundry together. Like you were never supposed to have to do it all by yourself.
Right.
And so that's kind of like our mission at the Pink Flamingo.
Right.
We just want to have a space where moms can sit down with other moms and just do life, like do it all together.
Well, Christopher, if you'll remember, that's how I started this business, was the fact that
I'm hearing a lot of similarities here.
That makes me feel really good.
No, 100%. I remember I had him and I was working a full-time job, and thank God I had a boss that believed in me, that invested in me, and she allowed me to work some early hour mornings so that I could get off by 3:30 because I was a nursing mom. And he would not take a bottle, would not take a bottle. So my mom stayed home and kept him so that I could work. And during those first 2 years of his life, it just was so difficult to be a businesswoman of a certain caliber because I was responsible for the finances of a 180-bed nursing home that I did not own. It was owned by Medical Facilities of America. So I had a certain performance level that I had to hit. But yet my first priority was to that little boy that was sitting and waiting on his mama to get home every day, and then being a wife. And it became overwhelming. And I kept searching for the answers. I earned 50% of our income as a family. So it was not an option for me to just sit at home. I had to work. So I began to look for options to earn the money that I needed, but still be a good mama too. And that's how I got started. We went into a small 19-bed facility in Spout Springs, which I felt like was in Egypt. And it was halfway between here and Appomattox, and it was just so far away. But I took him to work with me every day, and I began to understand I could do it all. I could have it all. I just needed to be a little innovative in how that happened. And so to hear you say that a lot of your business vision has come from trial and error, you go into a coffee shop realizing your little girl wasn't going to have anything to do with that coffee shop. She had her own agenda, and you feel like you needed to be in that space, but she needed a space as well. I think it's ingenious what you've done. I applaud you for bringing that right here to Forest, Virginia. And I also hear that you're looking at collaborating in some different areas and possibly franchising your business.
The dream.
So tell our viewers and listeners where they can go and find information about your business to see if it might be something that they would want to partner along and bring into their area as well.
Yeah, that would be amazing. So we are pretty big on social media. I vlog most of my days. And once we started that, people just started asking, how do I do this? How do I do this? And I was like, I will tell you when I know how to tell you. And so we have a franchise list going. It's got about 150, 200 people on there.
Congratulations.
Sharing their interest.
Wow, way to go, girl. That's awesome.
Thank you. So if you're interested, you can email us, pinkflamingoplaycafe@gmail.com. Just say, I want to be added to the list, and we will add you to the list. And when there's information to give, I will give it. I don't have anything yet.
Yeah.
But we're getting there.
That's
learning.
Well, step by step.
Yes.
Step by step. Christopher, I know you have a slew of things you want to ask Rachel as well.
Well, I'm kind of interested, what is it like working with my mother every day? Talk a little bit about the partnership with your mom, starting off that business, dreaming it all up together. The moment the idea actually got implemented and you're like, we are doing this. So just talk about the relationship with your mother, the co-owner, plus, we're going to do this and how you went about it.
No, I love that question. So my mom and I have always been super close. We did the pageant thing together for 10 years growing up. And so it was always her and I just doing it. And so we knew how to do things together, which was really helpful. And I am like a creative dreamer. Like I have new ideas every other day. And I'm like, Mom, we've got to do this. And she's like, Rachel, you have to take a breath. Like we don't have the time or capacity to do that right now. And so when I came to her with this idea, of course, she was like, is it going to work? How are we going to make it work? And very like logistic about it. And so I think we do a really good balance of like, I handle like the creative side and the marketing side and the really fun like event side. And she's like, let's make a schedule so people can come work and let's do payroll and all of that. So it's a really good balance. Of course, she's my mom. And so we get at each other sometimes just trying to figure out what works and how to make it work.
I have no idea what she's
you guys
talking
probably don't know
about.
anything about
I would
that.
expect nothing less.
But it's been really, really special. It's brought us really close. My parents don't live in town, so my mom commutes back and forth a lot, and she's become super mom, super grandma, all that good stuff.
That's so cool.
I always think that's interesting too, how that happens. I know in our relationship, you, me, Dad, we all have our lanes, and we really enjoy what we do, and we know not to cross over into those. So I'm sure you don't ever touch that scheduling module. I'm sure.
No, it's a tough lesson to learn.
And, so that's funny that just naturally happens. I think. So.
Well, and bringing that youthful aspect into the business world is necessary because that you're going to need your ideas to grow, and Mom knows that.
She does.
So she's going to let you have your lane there, but she's also going to be the sensible part of the finances and can we do this?
Yes.
And is it time? And sometimes in a business, and we've talked about this right here at the table, God doesn't always say no, it's just not yet. And some of our biggest blessings it looked like a no. And then a couple years down the road, it was like, oh, he didn't really mean that.
Yes.
He just meant not yet.
Not yet.
And his timing is always perfect. And I know you're a believer as well. And how wonderful it is to watch God, open those really big doors in business that only he can open.
Yeah.
And then we're really careful to give him the praise. Yeah.
Rachel, I know selecting a name for any business is a big undertaking, and there's normally a lot of thought, and the concept and the logo design goes into that. Talk a little bit about how you came up with the name Pink Flamingo.
I love this question. So I went back and forth on a lot of things of making it fun and playful for the kids. And then I, heard the story about flamingos. And if you don't know, when flamingos become moms after they have their babies, they actually turn white for 2 to 3 years. It can actually happen to both parents because they're giving so much of their nutrients to their chicks that they're quite literally depleted of all of their coloring. And so I thought maybe we just need a place to help moms when they're in that season of giving so much to their kids that they look in the mirror and they're like, who am I anymore? Like, I don't even know what makes me tick. We just wanted a place that moms could come to connect with other people and stay pink again. So that's
you
our
didn't
story.
even know that, Christopher, and you're a bird guy.
I did not. I learned something new right here on
So
Around
glad
the
I
Table.
could share it with you.
Thank you, Rachel.
What does Juniper's dream mean?
So Juniper's rainbow is a rainbow that we have in the cafe. It's painted on the wall. The baby that I lost, we named her Juniper.
Okay.
And so this whole cafe was kind of because of her, because I went through that season of loss and like trying to figure out what to do. I learned a lot about miscarriage and early loss and like infant loss in general. And it's not something that people talk about because it makes people uncomfortable.
Right.
And so I wanted something tangible in the cafe that people could recognize, like, this is actually super common. When I had my miscarriage, I didn't know anybody who'd ever had a miscarriage before. Now it's extremely
Very common. Yeah.
But no one ever talked about it, so I felt really alone. And so people can come to the cafe, and in the clouds, they put the names of the babies who are no longer with us.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so sometimes people put a date, or they'll put my little blueberry, because the baby was the size of a blueberry when they lost. And then in the rainbow are the rainbow babies that came after. And so, yeah, it's just a wall filled with names.
Yeah. So, I was talking to a doctor not long ago, and we were talking about the age of my children who are not married yet, and the fact that I really would love to be a grandmother one day. And I think I'd be a really good grandmother,
I think so, yeah.
Why does she have to put that out on the airwaves? Wow.
This is probably my fault.
We actually have a little newborn that we're allowing the mama to bring her to the office. So I work with some of my employees, especially here in the office, and she was crying yesterday, and I went to rescue her because her mother had other things to do. And I brought her back to the office, and I had a wonderful time just with that little 7-pound little lovely little girl.
I needed questions answered. I was in work mode, and I turned the corner, and she's just holding this baby, and I was like, there's no work going to be done. I might as well just walk out the door, and we'll revisit this down the road. And that's what we did.
We're having a wonderful time having that little baby here in the office. But one of the things I was talking about with the doctor was that our young adults are getting married so much older now. In their defense, I think they're normal. But mid-30s, sometimes early 40s is the normal day in their lives to be married. And so because of that, age 30 to 40, it's very common to have miscarriages.
Absolutely.
Because we're just getting a little bit older, and that happens with our fertility and all the stress that moms are under now. And so much stress with moms. I know back in my day, it was stressful trying to manage it all, and even more now. Because we have all the social media stuff going on, and all the feel like I've got to be a certain way. I have to have certain pictures on my social media. I can't quite get there, so I'm stressed about that. So talk a little bit about just the demands that we put on ourselves as moms.
Yeah, I get this one a lot because I post on social media, and I'm typically posting like my best days, you know? That's when I have the energy to take a video of myself. Even if it's taking my kids to work, if I'm having a good day, I can take a video of it. And then I get comments of people like, I don't know how you do this. I wish I could do this. And comparison is always going to be the thief of your joy.
That's right.
Because that's not my everyday.
Right.
I don't have time to vlog my everyday. And I don't have time to vlog the days that, it's not going well. So just comparing yourself to other people, one, they're probably not doing that every day. They're showing you their best days. But even if they are doing it every day, just because that's someone else's normal and what's best for them, that might not be what's best for you and your family. And so just knowing that you are taking care of your babies the best way possible, that's really all that matters at the end of the day.
And I think motherhood is so personal. It is so personal on how we choose to relate to our children, especially when you have multiple children. It's easy sometimes to take care of the one and think you've got it all, but boy, starting out another one in, and then all of a sudden it's a zoo, right?
Yes.
So I think it's just a personal relationship that we really are the only ones that can write that for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And that's what's so fun to get moms together, which is what you're doing, because we're all so different. What might work for one may not work for the other, but when we get together and collaborate, we can come up with some really good ideas.
Absolutely.
Do you have any support groups out there, or do you do anything fun for the moms?
Yeah. So we try to plan like different events, like Mom's Night Out. We did a big Galentine's event, which was so fun. Left the kids at home, turned the playroom into like a space for the moms, which was really fun. We kind of look at every day as like a support group for the moms. Something I'm proud of about our business is that we're consistent with our hours. So we're going to be open when we said we're going to be open. So it doesn't matter if yesterday's a bad day or today's a bad day. Like, you can come when we're open, and there's going to be another mom there that you can chat with, or we'll always make you a good cup of coffee.
Yeah, so that's always the plus.
Yeah.
If you're just now tuning into the show, we are here with Rachel Queen, a former teacher turned stay-at-home mom, turned entrepreneur and content creator.
And she's a past pageant queen, I must say.
Back in the day.
She's the co-owner of the Pink Flamingo Play Café here in Forest, Virginia, a woman-owned, family-focused cafe and play space designed to support moms, celebrate childhood, and build community. Rachel, I'm sure there's a lot of chaos in this world with children and running around and drinks. How do you find joy in the chaos?
Come on, the Pink Flamingo's always peaceful and quiet. I'm just kidding. Okay, personally, I don't hear it. So people ask me all the time, how are you functioning in this? And it is white noise at this point. Your child could be screaming up a wall and I'm not even, unless it's my child screaming, I don't even clock
it. And you can pick that one out of the crowd.
Every time. I could be in the back room and I'm like, oh, Jed's crying, gotta run.
Yeah.
But finding peace in the chaos is just looking around and seeing the moms do what I always prayed and hoped that they would do and make friends and see a mom that had come for weeks by herself. And then now she's sitting with her friend on the bench and they're doing this together. And so I find peace and joy in seeing that it actually worked and people are really doing what I always prayed that they would do.
And it was your idea. It was
so cool.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
Speaking of finding joy, what's your favorite memory in the business world that you've had so far?
Ooh, in the business world in general, I got to audition for Shark Tank with my dad, which was really fun. We went to an open call, and for years, probably for my whole life, we've grown up watching Shark Tank.
I love it too.
Such a good show.
I love it.
And every time we watch, my dad goes, we've got to invent something. Look at all these people inventing things. We have to invent something. I'm like, okay, Dad, how are we going to just invent something? My dad was very hands-off on the cafe, but he did come for the opening day, and we sold out, and it was a wild day. And I remember looking at him across the room and I'm like, Dad, did we invent, is this our thing? And then Shark Tank did an open call in Philadelphia. My mom was supposed to go with me. She got sick last minute and couldn't come. So I called up my dad. I'm like, do you want to go do Shark Tank with me? And we didn't get cast for the show or anything like that, but what a cool experience.
Absolutely.
I did that. That was really cool. I thought a lot back to my pageant days I was pitching the sharks and I was like, this really feels like a pageant thing right now. And it's all coming full circle.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a minute.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Because Miss Virginia Volunteer is getting ready to happen August the 5th through the 9th down at the Academy of Fine Arts. This is our 5th year. So we're celebrating some major milestones.
Hard to believe. You're not doing anything. Come check us out at the Academy August 8th and 9th. You can find tickets online.
See some good talent. At least we hope so.
It's going to be great. Yeah.
But I know that when I've talked to my state title holders right here at this table, because I do a podcast with each of them, one of the things that we talk about is how pageantry prepared you for your business ventures and life.
Absolutely.
Talk a little bit about that, because I think my pageant friends would find that very interesting.
Absolutely. So I think that my pageant experience really played into so many different parts. My platform itself was to support children and make sure they had resources for reading. But then I had these opportunities for interviews, and I've done so many different podcasts, but also news interviews. We had a really big media push when we opened, and I don't know how I would have done that without my pageant experience of just being able to talk to anybody about anything. Of course, the Shark Tank experience, but even just knowing how to have conversations with people and connect with anybody.
Look eye to eye.
Yes, it's so crucial in customer service and just making people feel seen no matter how their day's going. You learn that through competing. You really learn how to just be a really kind person because you have to be.
Yeah.
And so I think it really just shaped me as a person and pushed me in this direction.
Right. Well, I think you probably heard my story, but back in the 80s, I competed for Miss Lynchburg and Miss Fenton Dogwood, but I trained for 2 years. And I know without a doubt, working on a concept from, crowns to careers, I know without a doubt, without that 2 years of intense training, learning how to interview, learning how to stand, how to be poised, how to command a room when you walk in. Because back in the 80s, when I, went into pageantry, little did I know in 1992, I was going to venture out and be one of the only women sitting at a table in some of these rooms that really demanded a man's presence. And so knowing how to navigate all of that, how to articulate, how to be in front of a crowd of interviewers, it was amazing to me to see how all that crossed over. So now when I'm working with our young ladies, that's one of the things I stress. You may never win a crown, but what kind of career will you get out of it?
Absolutely.
And it's just so amazing to me to see, a young lady like you take all of your training, turn it into a profitable business, and now to be able to stand and say, had I not had that, it would have been a lot harder.
Absolutely. I think it all comes full circle. I never got the state title. I was first runner-up at 2 different state pageants.
I didn't even get a local title.
If you did it again, you'd get it now for sure.
They were so wrong back then. But when they first sent me my first state title sash and crown, I wore that crown all over my house.
I love that.
And I was like, this is what it would have been
amazing.
like.
Yeah.
But I tell everybody, I didn't get to be Miss Lynchburg, but I immediately got to be Mrs. Runk, which was a much higher calling.
Yes.
But I still miss that time with my crown and my sash.
I understand that. I traded mine in for Mrs. Queen, so it all works out.
Rachel, you have quite the impressive following on social media.
Thank you.
Correct
me if I'm wrong, but
she's the social media queen now.
I see what you did there. Queen,
that was good.
pageants, Mom's killing it.
I'm good today because I've got coffee.
It's the coffee.
The best coffee.
It's the coffee. Was there a moment that it just took off for you? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, well over 100,000 followers between all your pages.
Yes.
I mean, that's hard to do.
It was pretty wild. We opened and I had always vlogged. So I just vlogged my normal days and I had a video just take off and hit 8 million views and the phone started ringing. People were like, how do we open this? I'm running a business right now. I literally can't talk to you on the phone. People started emailing, and that's just when the followers started rolling in. And then I realized I would make income from it, which I'm sure in the first year of business, you're not personally taking in much money.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so it was a huge blessing to our family of just, I can do this. I really enjoy doing this. And it's actually bringing in income for our family. That's amazing. And so it started and people connected with it and kept going.
Well, I think
really
you're so real and authentic. And so, I mean, even when I watch things on social media, I want to find those people that are relevant, real, and authentic. And I can say that about you, Rachel.
Thank you.
It's so cool to have you right here in Forest, Virginia, right off 221, just a little bit down from the Kroger shopping center there. You got the pizza place. You got the post office. So we're going to be coming out there a lot more now that we know she's got coffee, Krista.
Yeah, talk a little bit about your love for coffee. How did that, has that been something you've always enjoyed more recently? I mean, you're basically a barista, right?
I am a barista now. I didn't know that's what I was signing up for when I first got the idea. I had no barista experience. I thought I knew coffee, but I was working with an espresso at home. So I really didn't know as much as I thought I did. And so I found Bugle Call Coffee. They're located in Richmond. It's veteran owned and operated.
Oh, really? And that's cool.
Yeah.
So our viewers need to know that too, that her coffee is veteran owned and operated.
Yes.
That's
pretty cool.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Our daytime center is primarily veterans.
Is it?
Yeah. So we'll have to bring them up there one day.
We'd love that.
Yeah.
That would be so fun. They taught us everything. So they taught us what espresso machine to buy and then how to do it all. And I found this new passion of making sure I could pull the perfect shot of espresso and then trying out all the drinks. My mom and I keep ordering new syrups to try. The amount of syrups that we have at our shop is insane because we just keep wanting to try new things. So it's been so fun, a new skill to learn and to perfect.
And you really do it all. I mean, on social media, I've seen everything.
She cleans all the toys.
She's cleaning.
Sanitizes all the toys.
But I also think that's important for a lot of young entrepreneurs to know.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's not just about the glamour. It's not about
or the
I opened a
paycheck.
business. I mean, you mentioned it. You're right. Year one, year two, you're not bringing home much income.
It's not a big moneymaker for you personally at the time.
I mean, so talk a little bit about, folks that are maybe wanting to start a business, the journey.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people don't realize the journey.
It's such a journey. We have been open for a year. We just got our first full-time employee, which I just adore her. I feel like she took 100 pounds off my back.
I bet she did.
But she did.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. But
it's like there's
you
two
have
of
to
you.
do all the things because if somebody calls out, I still have to open my business. This morning, I got a call at 11 p.m. that my manager wasn't going to be able to open. And so I threw the kids in the car and we made it happen. And so I don't know that I knew all of that going into business, that if the ball drops, you have to pick it up and you have to be there because your reputation is riding on it. So
it's so fun to listen to her because I'm 34 years into a business now when I started just like her. And you know that I used to go in and do the CNA work and cook if I had to, whatever I had to do to make that little home work. And we started with just, I think, 9 employees. And today we're over 500.
It's incredible.
It is. And so it can be done, but it starts with an attitude just like you have. And I want, you have the biggest cheerleader right here.
Thank you.
Just watching you and cheering you on and praying over you and asking God to give you wisdom and strength and perseverance. And if you ever need a break, you're right. You can come over here to us and we'll talk pageants.
Thank you. Is there going to be the baby here?
Maybe.
Can I get some snuggles?
Maybe. And if there's not a baby here, there's usually somebody raising a puppy on this back hallway.
I can get behind that too.
Yeah.
Any kind of snuggles, honestly, it's fine.
And that's one of the things I've found, and we've talked about being versatile in the workplace, especially after 2020, is meeting your employees right where they're at. And if they do have a need, you being able to step in and say, it's not ideal, but let me help you through this little struggle in your life or a hurdle, like having a brand new baby, but still needing to come to work. It's okay. Your office is big enough for her to stay in.
Yes.
And when you need a break, I'll take her.
That's amazing.
So I think that's the closest I'm going to get to a grandchild anytime soon. What do you think,
They're worth
Christopher?
the wait. They're worth it. Absolutely.
One final question. We've been talking about a lot about moms. What's out there for the dads? Are there a lot of dads coming in as well? I'm coming to get coffee.
Yeah, the dads come. We love when the dads come. It's always funny because they're like, you're going to make me drink the pink straw. Some of the drinks come with like little gummies and really cutesy things. And we always just have a good laugh about it. But we love when the dads come. It's always a really special time. There's this science that dads get more oxytocin from playing with their kids than moms do. Moms really take in the like providing side and caring for them. That brings them a lot of joy. But dads get the pleasure from playing with them. And so it's
they're
really
not as
sweet to see.
protective over them either. We know that.
That's true.
Christopher,
Yeah.
we know that because
Yeah.
your dad probably, I'm not sure you would have lived to be 5 if he would have been totally
Praise
in
God for your
control.
mama.
That's right.
I'm glad I'm still here.
Yes, but we love when the dads come. My husband keeps saying we need to do like a sandbox with like full-size excavators or something for the dads. I'm like, honey, maybe at the next location. I don't really know.
Those are such cool ideas, though. I think in order to be really, effective in business, those creative juices have to keep flowing. I know sometimes even with us, I'll get bogged down in something and Christopher will say, we haven't done anything new in a while. I'm like, well, that's because I need to think. You got to have room in your mind to come up with all those great ideas. And you have certainly done that.
Thank you. Appreciate
Rachel,
that.
thank you for joining us on the show today. It's been
Absolutely.
a wonderful chat, wonderful talk. I'm going to come see you again tomorrow
Amazing.
and get some more coffee. But we appreciate you. Mom, at this point in the show, the floor is yours for your quote of the day.
Well, I have loved having my friend Rachel here today. I want everybody here in the Forest area, Lynchburg area, and I would say you could come as far as Appomattox, where I started years ago, and just enjoy her cafe and be a part of the children, having fun. Moms and dads alike being involved with your children. There's nothing like investing in your children. I can say that now, 35 years later, that the best investment I've ever made has been in my 3 children. So thank you, Rachel, for all of that. Now I've got a quote that kind of compares life to the life of Esther. So here we go. Like Esther, you weren't just born, you were positioned. God put you here for a purpose. And that's Esther 4:14. I believe that's true in Rachel's case. I believe that's true in all of our cases. We have a purpose, and it's your responsibility to find God's given purpose for you. I'm Vickie, and until next week, we are right here around the table.